So today we're going to talk about flexibility of the spine and how we can improve it without actually moving. If you've ever had back pain before, you may know that it's very difficult to move, especially if your back has gone into spasm. On top of that, it's nice to know that there is an alternative way to increasing the flexibility of your spine without actually having to do much. Some people aren't really into yoga, and I completely understand that. And so this is another alternative to stretching or yoga that you can do that will actually increase the flexibility of your spine. It's really important to understand that the mind controls the body. And so when you are stressed out, your mind is in a bit of a chaotic state, your body is going to respond with the same reaction. And so if you've ever been stressed out, you may notice that your shoulders are being held up in a bit more of a hunch state. You might get some back pain. So what's really important is to learn how to relax the mind so that the body can follow suit. So lately I've been making a daily practice of meditating to really ground myself, to become connected to my creativity, gain more ideas. And in doing so, I've been observing how my body responds, particularly my spine, when I'm in my meditation. So some of the observations that I've been noticing in my meditation are that when I can keep an elongated spine, which means I'm lifting through the crown of my head and have my shoulders just slightly pulled back just to open up through the chest area, that every time I take a breath in, I'm getting a little bit of expansion in through the spine, which means the area around each vertebra is starting to stretch a little bit more. And then on the exhale, there's a little bit of a relaxation. And what happens is that on some of the inhales, I start to get a little pop or a crack. So it's almost like a very minor chiropractic adjustment. So the body is adjusting itself through the breath. So if you want to try this at home, you want to find a comfortable seat to sit in, either cross-legged or on a chair with your feet planted on the floor. And when you find your seat, you're going to sit as tall as possible. So you're lifting from the crown of your head and you're slightly pulling the shoulders back. Not pulling them back too much to create some tension on your chest, but just enough so that you feel like you're sitting as tall as possible. Once you've done that, you're going to close your eyes and go into your meditation. You're going to start breathing in through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. All you have to do is focus on your breath. You don't need to worry about anything else. It may help, which it usually does for me, is to maybe play some relaxing music in the background so that you have something to help put your mind in a bit more of a relaxation state. So go ahead and play some music if that's going to help. It definitely helps me. And then once you do, you're just focusing on your breath. As you start to settle into your meditation and you've been breathing for a few minutes, usually around the 10-minute mark, I start to notice some crackles and pops in my spine. So that's when you may start to notice it. It may be sooner, it may be later, but generally around that time is when you might start to notice it. If you do, just keep breathing as normal. You may want to increase your breath just a little bit more. And if you feel some resistance in your spine, like it feels like it wants to crack or pop, but it's just not doing it, that's when I take my chin into, that's when I take my head into forward flexion here. So stretching or tucking the chin under as much as possible, then taking a very deep breath in. And what that does is once the neck is in flexion, forward flexion, when you take that deep breath in, it will expand the back area that's already being stretched. So it's the only movement that you would have to do that I didn't lie, but it is a little bit of movement that you may need to do if you're feeling the resistance. But once you do get that cracker pop, just bring your head back up and again move back into that meditation of just focusing on your breath and deep breathing all the way through. You can do this for as long as you want. If you only have 10 minutes, that's fine. If you can do it for 20 or longer, go ahead. But this is a great alternative to increasing flexibility in the spine without having to move. So if you're in back spasm, you can't stretch, you can't do any yoga, this is a great alternative for you. If you'd like to have more flexibility tips sent directly into your inbox, head on over to my website, inflexibleme.com, and please leave your information in the sign up button at the top. Thanks again for stopping by today, and I will see you next time.